The people today, the whole world must understand this. I'm saying this on a day. The reason why I came to preach this evening, because we are still in mourning, to be honest with you. The reason why I am preaching this evening is to remind the whole world, especially the Biden administration, because I know that now Barack Obama has an upper hand in what is happening. And he is a supporter of evil. Barack Obama is a supporter of evil. So he has a hand in what is now happening. And the whole world must be placed on notice. The whole world must be placed on notice. On a day that the zoo called Nigeria is pleading with the USA to try to come to their rescue, to try to solve a problem that they themselves created, people must be able to use their brain. That is why this broadcast this evening is absolutely pivotal, that it goes to the ends of this very earth to remind the whole world and the conscience of humanity the genesis of the problem in Nigeria, those that caused it, and those who are now seeking foreign intervention to try to perpetuate their rule, to try to sustain this foreign empire, which is unsustainable. So this broadcast is ostensibly for those of them who have taken bribe at US State Department to prop up this Janjaweed regime in the zoo, this tyrannical, undemocratic regime in Nigeria. This is for them. If you have any white friend who is working for the United States State Department or any of their embassies anywhere in the world, you must ask them to listen, or you send the link to them as soon as practicable. Why am I saying this? Is because the people asking the USA today for help are the same people sacking, killing, and pillaging, not Hausa people, but Fulani. The same people that sacked Hausa towns and villages, killed Hausa kings and their nobility, and pillaged the entire Hausa land and rendered them useless, they have come into the Middle Belt. They are now in our own land and we must stop them. The United States of America, the US ambassador to the zoo, the UK presence in Nigeria and all across Africa, they must understand this very, very clearly. The demon that we are fighting are Fulani. They are now asking you to come to help them elongate, or should I say, accomplish their Fulani, their caliphate, their empire that they have been seeking to build for over 200 years. They used their stupid one Nigeria mantra, it did not work. People are now alive to what is going on. They have now resorted to working through Obama, who is himself a terrorist, to try to get the Biden administration to help the zoo called Nigeria, to help the Fulani empire strengthen their stranglehold upon the lives of the innocent indigenous populations. And that cannot be allowed to happen. The same Fulani are the ones now making incursions into the Middle Belt. People, I am trying to build a foundation, a preamble to tonight's gospel, that you may understand everything I'm saying perfectly well. Those now making incursions into the Middle Belt are Fulani, not Hausa people, under the guise of one Nigeria. You must understand this very clearly. The reason why Swedes, or should I say people's land, are being taken from them is because you are in a place called one Nigeria. Any day you understand this simple, should I say, conundrum, that very day you will begin to do something to remove yourselves from the zoological republic. I tweeted before I came on air because the governor of Niger State, or should I say Niger State, issued a statement where he said that bandits are daily sacking our villages. Understand this very clearly. Bandits are daily sacking our villages. This is a supposedly north, but of course it's Middle Belt. The reason why I tweeted that most of the Janjaweed on my Twitter handle could not understand is this. Niger State is Nupe territory. My sympathies lie with Nupe people. I used the word Niger, or should I say the phrase Niger State, so that people can understand what I'm saying. I am talking about Nupe people. They are not Fulani. They are not Hausa. They may have been forcibly converted to Islam during the trans-Saharan trade routes, from Arabia. Or some of them forcibly converted because the throne of Nupe land was usurped by the Fulani. I want people today to use even ordinary Niger State. I want people to just I want people to reason for once, please. The same thing now happening to us that we are repelling, or right across Biafra land, happened in Niger State to Nupe people. Before that, it happened to the Gwari people. Before that, it happened to the Birom people. Before that, it happened to the Bachama people. Before that, it happened to Hausa people. The only people that managed to put up a resistance till today are the TV people from the Middle Belt and also the Karanem Brono people from today's Brono State. But of course, they're fighting a losing battle without all of us putting our hands together to say no to these excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism in the zoo, Nigeria. What happened and why did I tweet? I said that my sympathies lie with the good people of Nupe, I should have said, not even Niger State. Let me make it absolutely clear. These nonsensical, rampaging Fulanis everywhere, killing, slaughtering, and forcibly taking over our land, these same people that jettisoned and abandoned every trace of federal character in their selection and in their appointment, these people that gave themselves majority in terms of the numbers of the people who are in Nigeria by way of census, these same people that control both houses of national legislature, so to speak, these same people that are in Asorok, these people that control the Air Force, the Navy, these people that control the Army and the police, these same people that control even ordinary fire service, they control customs, they control civil defense. Everything is in their care. Everything is in their care. They have taken over everything. They own NMPC. Everything is theirs. They are the ones unleashing mayhem, death, and destruction upon, should I say, idiotic indigenous populations by virtue of their docility and idiocy over the years. The Fulanis have managed to encroach. And now they came even to Ibariam. They entered into Ebonyi State. If not for the gallant work we did for nearly 4 years, without mentioning it today, Ebonyi would have been immediate Yala Fulani terrorist territory. The USA must listen without prejudice tonight. The US ambassador must listen without prejudice tonight and convey this very message to the US government. Because I know that Barack Obama is wielding inordinate influence over Biden's regime. That is a fact, and we must speak it here. These people came to our land and killed somebody fighting to keep his ancestral home together. And that is why I keep saying it live on air to the hearing of the whole world that Ikonso must be avenged in a grand manner, so that in their next life, these Janjaweed people and the traitors we have in Biafra land, they will know not to touch a warrior and defender of the innocent, which Ikonso was. A warrior and a defender of the innocent. Ikonso did not go to Plateau State to fight Fulani Janjaweedism. Ikonso did not travel to Bauchi State to fight the Fulani jihadists. Ikonso did not travel to Yobe to fight them. He was in his father's land, the home of the ancients, the land of his ancestors and his forebears, defending it against the ravages and excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism. And there, with the help of Hopo Zadema, with the help of Obiozo, with the help of Igbo APC informants, with the help of the Fulefus you have writing rubbish from Abuja and from Lagos, they killed a son of the soil. And the Ikonso will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. he will be avenged. Because it is appointed unto man to die only but once. Every living organism one day will perish. Even this earth will die someday. I think the scientists have placed the date around about 5 billion years to come. There will be no earth. There will be no universe. Everything will diminish and disappear. The sun will stop shining. If you don't know, let me tell you. That is after destroying the whole earth to start with. It is the way you die that matters. It is the way you exit the stage that matters. And the consul exited the stage as the hero that he was born to be. That is why he will be avenged. There will be no mercy. There will be no mercy. I'm telling you, there will be no mercy whatsoever. None. Let that heaven fall, that we may all perish, if that is the will and wish of the Most High Elohim. This same Fulani, some of you are calling yourselves Nigerians because you are deaf. As I said a few broadcasts back, the reason why I took time to study the idiocy of black people is because of Nigerians. The most useless and idiotic set of people on the face of this planet Earth. Now listen to this. This is a headline news from Nigeria. IDPs are refugees in their own land. They perfumed the name refugee and came up with the word, should I say, the name IDP, meaning internally displaced persons, rather than refugees in their own land. This was what Ikonso was fighting against. For people to understand. The reason why people of Imo State today are not in IDP camps is because of Ikonso and the gallant men behind him. Because of the entire Eastern Security Network Command in Imo State. I want people who are listening, especially those who are Igbo Biafrans, especially those in Imo State, to understand what I'm preaching tonight. It is because of the lives of Ikonso. That is why what is happening in Makurdi, Lafia Highway is not happening in Imo State. But you see, before we used to say, there is a saying where we come from, that they said to a Fulani man, that is the type of running stomach that you have, you wish you were dead. It was said to a Fulani man, nor should I say Hausa, may you have the type of running stomach that will bring you to the verge of death. And Aboki said, okay, when I see it, I will know. Our people are exactly the same. Exactly the same. They don't listen. Some of you in Eboyi before never knew what was happening. You never knew the sacrifice that IPOB was making to keep Eboyi safe from Fulani Janjaweed. You never knew until recently. None of you till today know what Ikonso had to pass through to keep Imo State safe. Let me tell you where there is no ESN, what is happening. Let me tell people where there is no IPOB, what is going on, what Fulani is doing with them, because some of you don't understand what is happening. You have no idea. Now listen very carefully. IDPs block Makurdi Lafia Highway, protesting killing of 7 by headsmen. Now listen, the Fulanis went to their villages and drove them away. The government could not send the army or soldiers to go and guard their villages, even ask them to return to their villages. No, not at all. They are in the south killing people, killing innocent people. And I want the USA, the US ambassador, the British High Commissioner to understand what I'm saying tonight. Because we are going to mount a very severe campaign. We are going to bombard the United States State Department. We are going to bombard the office of Biden. We are going to call them on the phone starting from tomorrow. We are going to bombard them with all the facts and evidence of Fulani atrocities against indigenous populations. Those they are seeking to come now to help. Because of Obama. Obama is a Muslim. Obama wants to see the whole of Nigeria colonized by Islam. Now listen to this. People blocked the highway because they are in refugee camps. The media in Nigeria hardly ever talk about this. In Nigeria, you have Bloomberg, you have BBC, you have CNN, you have all. People are refugees in their own land in Nigeria. But people are shouting about Myanmar, shouting about Rohingya every blessed day. But in Makurdi, in Benue State, the land of the TV people, Idoma, Igede, all this, people are in refugee camps. Now ask yourself this question. Who puts them in refugee camps? Two things. One, failure of the Nigerian state and their so-called security services to protect their own citizens. That's number one. The people that put them there are Fulani terrorists, masquerading as headsmen. Now, ask yourself, why is it difficult for the army to do what Eastern Security Network is doing, protecting their own people? Why is it difficult? Because it is a cleverly choreographed, planned agenda of the Fulani, because Fulani is in Asorok, controlling and directing the destiny, should I say, of over 200 million people, whereas their foot soldiers drawn from across the Sahel are in Benue State slaughtering people. They chase them away from their homes, from their farms, from their livelihoods. They are now headed like a sheep into an IDP camp, which ostensibly is a refugee camp. And inside the refugee camp, they still came there and killed them. And people get up in the morning and talk about one Nigeria. The same people you will find are the ones saying about one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. Let anything we can do to keep Nigeria one, must do it. The same people killing you in Benue State, chased you away from your ancestral lands. You are in refugee camps. The same army that cannot defend you, defend your land, they are there, and the same Fulani terrorists came to the same refugee camps, having driven you away from your homes to kill you again. And all you can do is to come out to block the expressway. Are you blocking the expressway so that when media houses report it, the Fulani people in Asorok will do something for you? Is that why you're blocking the highway? That was why I have advised Governor Otom of Benue State, and now I'm advising Nupe people of Niger State to rise up and defend your land. Because once you rise up to defend your land, they will send DSS, number one, Fulani DSS. It's a very clever plan. Why Nigerians cannot deduce this, for the life of me, I don't know. I have no idea why you cannot deduce what Fulani is doing to you. They will send DSS to arrest you. And they abduct you in the middle of the night. If you can only survive when people witness your abduction, or else they will kill you. Fulani DSS, secret police. Next, they will send the army. I want people to reason this very clearly. They will send the army to your village to kill everybody there, defending you from the excesses of their own fellow Fulani Janjaweed. Most of them sometimes in military uniform. And they will send the police to impose their fake curfew that allows the Fulani to come to attack innocent indigenous populations. Now, ask yourself this very question once again. Why is it that the police and the army cannot come to defend you when you are under attack? Why is it that it's only when you retaliate or you fight back that you hear about army and police? I will use Ebonyi State as an example. All the years they've been killing us, occupying our land, that we cannot go to the farm anymore, Dave Umahi said nothing. It was only the time that we started to respond in like manner to these terrorists that they started complaining. Now, the only way they can keep you in IDP camps in Benue State and soon to be Niger State, do you know that Yoruba people are refugees in Benin Republic? Are you aware of that? They were driven away from their homes. Some Yoruba people are in Benin Republic as refugees. Ask yourself, how did all these things become possible? It only became possible because you are still talking about one Nigeria. The more you talk about one Nigeria, the more they want to ram their ruga down your throat. The more you talk about one Nigeria, the more Fulani will continue to act with impunity. It's common sense. refugees from Abagana camp blocked the highway linking Makurdi to Lafia, protesting the recent killings by headsmen and laying the corpses of the victims on the road. Do you think this will stop them attacking you again? I want Nigerians to listen very carefully to what I have to say this evening. The people you are relying upon to come to your rescue are the same people that sent these murderers to kill you and get your land for Islam and for Allah. But sadly, because some of you are so prejudiced, you cannot see it before it's too late. The same thing they did to Ojukwu when Ojukwu was fighting for all of you to save all of you. Nigeria and Britain went on a grand propaganda all over the world that Ojukwu was a secessionist. They got all of you from the Middle Belt to fight in fact, you happily enlisted into the Nigerian army to wipe out the Igbo race from the face of this earth. Happily you did. But today, isn't it ironic? The same people that told you one Nigeria, to keep Nigeria one is what we must die for, they are the ones now killing you in the name of one Nigeria. Does that make sense to you? Do you now understand where we're coming from? Do you now understand where we are coming from? Because the world must understand what is happening in the zoo. The world must understand what is propelling this Fulani agenda. They always desire, let's keep Nigeria one. What unites us is more than what divides us. But in there in your village, turning it into a refugee in your father's land. They are in your village taking your land. They are in your village with police commissioner, DPO. Everybody is full and in your village making your life a misery. And you're busy shouting one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. These are the things you must understand very clearly. Armed headsmen, Fulani headsmen, stormed the IDP camp and started shooting at the people, killing 7 and leaving many others injured. Fulani terrorists. The same people telling you to accommodate, they are the same people that told you that these are foreigners. Nigeria, why is it that your brain cannot work properly? I ask you. They told you these are foreigners. But the Nigerian army cannot attack foreigners attacking them. Any day you rise up against so-called foreigners in your land, you see army and police everywhere. To kill people as they did to Ikonso. That is the stupidity that Nigerians are living with every blessed day. I want Hope Uzodinma and the rest of the Fulefus you have in the east to see Benue State. Look at Benue. What is happening in Benue? Hope Uzodinma, is this what you want for Imo people, for them to be in IDP camps? That was why Ikonso dismantled Fulani terrorist camps in and around Olo. Obiozo of Ohanes and that throne and Dioshi. That you have a home today is because of Ikonso, or else Fulani Janjaweed terrorists would have done to you what they are now doing in Benue. Benue is not traditional Fulani, or might I even say Hausa territory. But the people are in refugee camps. As I cursed them many years ago, almost 11 years ago, I cursed them and I said to them, everything that Biafrans went through, the whole of Nigeria will go through it. Today you are in refugee camps. Some of you outside the country, refugee camps. Is that not correct? Is that not correct? I'm asking all of you. You have not learned anything. The same thing they brought against IPOB. Let's tag them terrorist group. Proscribe. The idiot writing proscribed IPOB or outlawed IPOB. For the same Fulani he's writing it for there in his village. The idiot cannot go to his village. Do you know there are some operatives in DSS working for DSS that confided in me? They write to me, they tell me, some of you don't know this, that we are working for DSS. We cannot even go to our villages anymore. But they're in Abuja arresting protesters, shooting unarmed Shia protesters, clamping down on NSAS protesters, abducting anybody who disagrees with the government. And all of you are just there watching, protesting on the road. You think that's what we need now is a revolution. I am urging and asking brave Yoruba youths to rise up from tonight and make the West ungovernable. Forget all that rubbish they're telling you. In every revolution in the world, if some of you actually went to school, which I believe you did, go and read the history of revolution. In it, you burn down everything and rebuild it afterwards. You burn down everything. The time for a bloody revolution is now. Your problem are not just the army and the police. Your politicians are they are number one. You must come out now to make the West ungovernable. Everybody, every youth across the, I know in the north they will not do anything because they are caged. They are waiting for their imams to tell them what to do, which goes to prove that you're not one with them. The time has come for every young person at heart. Some of us are old, but we still act young, to rise up now to defend their land. You know, some of you think that the destruction of police station and other stuff is our infrastructure. Whose infrastructure is it? It's not you. It's not yours. They are using it to cage you down. Then ask yourself, if these police are very good, where were they when Nimbo was attacked by Fulani headsmen? Who the governor of Enugu State was calling them, they never turned up. Where were they when Ozo One were being attacked by Fulani headsmen? Where were they? They never came. They never turned up. 82 division is in Enugu. When people are analyzing what is happening, they never interrogate these obvious, I wouldn't call them lapses, obvious shortcomings in the thinking of those that claim they want one Nigeria. If you want one Nigeria, when Fulani people were massacring us in Nimbo, in all these places, why didn't 82 division in Enugu respond? It's a simple question I'm asking you. Anybody in Enugu talking about one Nigeria? Anybody anywhere in Biafra land talking about one Nigeria? Anybody from the south talking about when people were being massacred at Agatu for days? For many days, the massacre did not happen in one night. For many days. Why? How come the army did not respond? It's a simple question. But they always respond after the fact. The day youth of Benue rose up to say enough is enough, then the army landed. They did to them exactly what they did to Ikonso. They identified their hard man and killed him. But all the hard men of Fulani terrorists, they're walking up and down. Miyetiala leadership, they're all there. All of you can see them. They appear on TV every day talking. And did they hypnotize you people? What did they actually give to you people in Nigeria? What did Fulani give to you people? I don't understand it. Hope Uzodinma and his fellow hopeless Eastern politicians think their Fulani masters can save them. Of course they can't. They can't even save themselves. They're calling America to help them. America. And they are facing insurgency from people who are not educated. Imagine when we go for full-blown insurgency. People that went to school and are read. You think you can hide anywhere? You are doing gra-gra, hard man, gra-gra. You are finished, I assure you. All these Fulani made quislings, masquerading as politicians who think they are smart or that everybody can be bought over with their blood money. I have news for you. Despite the fact that Fulani made people believe that you don't need us anymore, you don't need people to be elected into office by virtue of the emergence of Hope Uzodinma, you people are going to face the wrath of the people. I'm only asking Yoruba youths today to come out and hunt down those who are hunting for their lives. The whole place needs to boil at the same time. And then you get freedom. If you doubt me, go into your nearest library. After this program, just go to Google and ask yourself, write revolution in history, in modern history, or in the history of mankind. All of them, they released prisoners from prisons everywhere in the world. That's how it happens. You must release prisoners from their prison cells and burn down every governmental institution. We can rebuild them with in a couple of seconds once we are free, and better, more edifying buildings than this rubbish that looks like poetry that they scatter everywhere and claim they are police stations. People may be shocked at what I'm saying. Before somebody calls you from US to lecture you about civility, and ask them, who is George Washington? Did George Washington not lead a revolution against the British? A bloody, violent revolution that made America great today. Because Obama may call some of you talking his rubbish the worst and the most useless black president in the history of the whole world. Talking his rubbish. Ask him, Obama, the freedoms you are enjoying in America, did it come about by writing letter or protesting? It came about via a bloody revolution by George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Adams, and all the rest of them. In the USA, everybody wants US visa. Bloody. Let me even go back to England. I'm saying this for my Yoruba brothers and sisters. Why they must come out and make life unbearable for their own politicians as well, for all of us to be free. I'm asking every youth across the Middle Belt to rise up tonight. Don't go to the streets to be protesting. Destroy every government building that you can find. It's called a revolution. Before you start talking rubbish, you see England that colonized you. You see that Britain that colonized you. They too had their own bloody revolution led by a man called Oliver Cromwell. I'm giving you history for free. Oh, are we going to go to France and ask them if there was a revolution there? Are we going to go to Russia? Are we going to go to even China that is dominating the whole? You don't remember Chairman Mao? A revolution, bloody revolution. The entire corrupt political class were wiped out overnight. You're protesting on the highway, protesting against the government that is sponsoring the same bandits and murderers that are killing you. You think they will listen? Do you think they will listen? I'm asking all of you. The reason why they mention one Nigeria, just as they mention, as they would like to mention, what's it called, 2023, is to deceive you. It's to deceive. As you're looking at 2023, am I going to come out to contest? Is my uncle going to be returned? Is my aunt going to go to House of Assembly? They are busy taking over your land and taking over your villages. We are the most intelligent people to come out of Africa. But sometimes these days, how we reason, I don't know. I can't understand it. The way we reason. I am preaching this gospel tonight because you see, egg is very precious and very pretty. But if you want to make scrambled eggs, if you want to make omelette, if you want the sunny side up of an egg, you must crack it open. That's how life is. If you want a good life, if you want 24 hours electricity, if you want to go to good schools, if you want to go to good hospitals in your village, you must revolt. There must be a revolution. And I believe that in a way we have started in the East. Others must join us, so that we can all have a decent future to bequeath to our children. Or else, Fulani will take you over. You have, as they say, you are caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. As simple as that. You either embark on a revolution and save yourself, or you be talking rubbish about one Nigeria and the Fulani will kill you anyway. It's take one. Take one. Just one. Pick one. Do you want to be, dancing around your stupidity and Fulani will take your land as I have done now in Benue State? Is it a movie? What is happening in Benue and Niger State, is it film that you're watching? That is reality. That is going to be your portion unless you rise up tonight destroy every government building around you. There shouldn't be any government, because with this government, the Fulanis are advancing. They are moving. They are moving. They're in a hurry to finish this job before 2023. You must be out on the streets and destroy what is destroying you. Do you know why what is happening today in our land? Of course, we're checkmating them. Somebody wrote very movingly and passionately, one of those that I love to read from Elechukwu Hagi. You see, the Fulani did an experiment with Imo State. Very simple experiment to see if they will succeed. Because we allowed them, of course, we're no longer going to allow them, because Hope Uzodinma cannot come back to Imo State. He cannot come. He will come with his entourage and all the army and whatever. After a while, he will disappear. He can no longer be a normal person till the day he will die, or the day he will be killed. Now, listen to this very carefully. Fulani experimented with Imo State, not just Imo State. What they did is a template for the whole of Nigeria. Can we impose whoever we like, regardless of the popular will of the people? No longer rigging, or they don't believe in rigging anymore, because you may resist them. And they succeeded. As soon as they succeeded, they became emboldened to unleash even more impunity upon a very hapless population. The only reason why Obaseki succeeded was because of one memo from the US ambassador. That's all. They allowed him to come back to office. If not, he would have been a goner by now. Now, an average Igbo politician believes that he doesn't need his own people to become whatever he wants to become. All he needs is a Fulani godfather. Because Fulani controls INEC as well, I hasten to add. Once I grab INEC, all of you can go to hell. They will announce my result in Abuja, and they'll swear me in, and I will move to Abuja and be enjoying life. Do you understand what is going on? That is why the army can kill all of us. They will not care. That is why every manner of impunity can be visited upon us. They do not give a damn, because at the end of the day, they don't need you to go back to Abuja. They don't need you to go into government house. They don't need you to go to House of Assembly. They only need one Fulani man, Al-Haji. After uselessing them, then Al-Haji will give them whatever position that they want. That is the reason why Southeastern leaders do not have any regard for you. That is why the entire Eastern governors, the entire Biafra land, don't have any regard for you. Even some, of course, some Yoruba governors still retain, some common sense. They still treat their people with some semblance of dignity, not minding one or two idiots here and there. Our people, those you call your politicians, even Ohaneze, they gave us Ohaneze. Mietiala gave you Ohaneze President General. Because you see how they think. They knew that whoever controls Mbakwe's office in Imo State, government house, Douglas House in Imo State, is the controller, is going to give them the next Ohaneze. That was why they insisted that Hope Uzodinma must be given the mandate. Now, I want to ask the US ambassador tonight, the British High Commissioner, even the US Secretary of State, that Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad was speaking to earlier today in the name of Buhari. I want to ask them this question. Will you allow yourself, you saw what happened during the last elections. In America, will you allow yourself to have somebody from Capitol Hill impose a senator on you, regardless of the outcome of the elections? America will boil that same day. The same thing we are asking for now. We are not going to have any more elections in Biafra land because we are fed up. If you go to vote, it doesn't make any sense. Whoever they decide is going to win has already won. Once we do that, they will start taking us very seriously. But before then, we are going to make sure that there is a bloody revolution. We outnumber them. You can see the police stations. How many of them are there? In the army barracks, how many of them are there? If they have soldiers, how come they're bringing troops from the north, as we intended for them to do? Because that leaves the north open for all manner of criminal elements from the Fulani, from the Fulani tribe across the Sahel to deal with them severely. And it's happening today. And I'll prove that to you later on. Now, do you understand me very clearly? There has to be a revolution. A revolution is very simple. You don't even need to come out on the streets and destroy every government building. There will be no government. Then they'll be forced, the people will now sit down and negotiate and write a decent, proper constitution for their future and that of their children. Do you know one thing? Because the voice of the people is the voice of God. The land and the future belongs to us, not to these vagabonds in Abuja and in government houses. They're like, oh, let's keep it everywhere. One, with them and their friends, let's keep every Nigeria united, and we must fight insecurity. Whereas they are the cause of the insecurity. They are the people that use their thugs during elections to kill people, to snatch ballots. These same people that you're looking at now as politicians, he's an honorable member, or dishonorable member, I should say, governor, the same ballot snatcher. They are the thugs. They are the real, genuine miscreants. They are the evil in the society. Once you elect them and you swear them in, once they start to receive security vote, all their location, you see them now change. They want to sound civil and polished. These were thugs that were snatching ballot boxes all over the school, all over the place. What I'm teaching you is what they will never teach you in any school anywhere in the world. A white man can't even teach you because it will make you to have sense. You know, they don't like it when we have sense. And that is true. You know, they prefer a black man to be as dumb as a Fulani Janjaweed cattle header. That's the ones they love because they can use them anyhow they like. Once you're intelligent, they will hate you. Listen very carefully. Some of you don't know why ESN was brought to the fore. Some of you don't even know why they formed the Ebube. You have no idea. Ask you see, when I say things, go back and ponder and reflect. The governors that you have, they behave exactly like Nigeria Army, Nigeria DSS, Nigeria Police. When the people are in danger, when their lives are being threatened, they won't say anything. Any day you rise up to defend yourself, they start jumping up and down all over the place. That's what happened with the bag rubbish. They were there all over the years, they did nothing. I wrote to them personally. I wrote to all these people personally. I personally wrote to them to say, please float a security network to guard our land. They said no. As soon as we did it to defend ourselves, exactly what Nigeria Army and Police did, they jumped in to form a Buboke, not to fight the enemy, but to fight us, defending them. Do you see their mentality? Do you see the way they reason? Now, that is something some of you must understand. In the East, we have dethroned all of them. Then ask them to give an order and see if anybody will obey them. I know that some people were complaining, oh, please, go and tell them they cannot to lift the curfew in Anambra. But all of a sudden, they have also imposed their own curfew in Anambra State. People don't listen to them. Our people are very, very smart. They know those who are serving them in truth and in every honesty. They know that the governors are not serving their interest. They know. Today we have taken over our land, almost that we have. We have no regard for them because they despise us, they hate us, they are collaborating with the enemy to kill us. All of you were there when young people at MNN was shot dead, killed in broad daylight. In broad daylight, the same city, you have Fulani people wielding machine guns, wielding machete and AK-47, stopping a governor from doing his work. Nobody attacked them. The division never moved. Fulani police commissioner never lifted a finger. The same thing that people from Southern Kaduna did, and today they are gone. Southern Kaduna, they are not Fulani people. They are not even Hausa people. Today they are gone because they behave as foolishly as some of you are doing today. They are no more. They are gone. You have the emir of Zaria. I'm sure even the emir of Kaduna everywhere is gone. That is not their tradition. That is why I am encouraging the Yoruba generation, this very generation, to rise up, or else what happened in Ilorin will happen to all of you again. And as I always pray all the time when I come on air, you know, I used to say to them, I can't see what it means that same hand they used to feed poison to us, one day they will unknowingly put it in their mouth. And that is what is happening. I cursed the Jew. I cursed them. That was why the Air Force killed their own army. I'm sure the Air Force pilot is a Janjaweed. And the army people they are killing are Southerners. Funny enough, there's, you know, in Nigeria is one Nigeria. So they moved the troops of Janjaweed and repented terrorists. They moved them to the south. They moved Southern soldiers to the north to be killed. That was why, if you check very well now, I'm asking you to do your research, the pilot of this very Air Force jet that killed these Southern Christian soldiers fighting for one Nigeria, as idiotic as it may sound, did so because he wanted to eliminate them. That is something some of you don't understand. If they claim that they are Boko Haram, repentant Boko Haram, why don't you send them to war front in Borno to go and fight? In Yobe, in Taraba to go and fight? They will never do it. They won't do it. That is why I am saying, do you see how they came to attack us and to kill us? That is the same way today that they are being killed by themselves. Nigeria Air Force killing Nigeria Army. Maybe soon to be Navy versus civil defense. They will keep on killing themselves. And I told you before, I told our people not to panic. And I want the governments of the world to understand what is happening in Nigeria, and that, as I said earlier, there is a method to our madness. Our madness has a method. For those who are joining us, the time now is just a minute past 8 p.m. in the land of Biafra. If you check your time now, it's 1 minute past the hour. So that goes to show that we are live and we are direct and do. All of you, the whole world, of course, is listening. Listen to this very, very carefully. 30 Nigerian soldiers killed in Minok as Boko Haram sacks military base in Borno State. Boko Haram that they created, the sack military base in Borno, killed, how many soldiers died? 30 Nigerian soldiers. I'm sure when you see this headline, you're an American, you say, oh, this Boko Haram, they kidnapped some girls. We must go and fight them. No, not at all. Before you come to fight Boko Haram, ask yourself, who created Boko Haram and for what purpose? The same people asking you to come are the people that created it. And as I said to Nigeria, to the military high command in Nigeria, you see, and to the hearing of the whole world, we do things in a very different way from all of you. We know that you're very stupid. You are fallen, you're Janjaweed, you're hopeless. You will come down to the south. You will hear Biafra, you hear IPOB, you hear Nnamdi Kanu, and your blood will rush to your brain. And you come to the south. And as you're moving your so-called regular troops to the south to come and fight IPOB that are unarmed, the real guys are dealing with you in the north. That is why today there was nobody to defend your military base in Borno, in Minok. They killed 30 of you. You see how foolish you are. We know what we are doing. By the time you come to the east, you're going to die there, mind you. And as you're dying already, you will die there. By the time you go back to the north, as the Hausas discovered, as the Gwari people discovered, you have no village anymore. Somebody from Timbuktu is now in your father's compound. That's my plan, to draw you to the east, where you're going to die anyway, to allow your lands in the north to be ravaged by the very worst that man can produce in Fulani. You don't know what you're in for. You think you're going to save the zoo? America will save you. America did not stay in Somalia. America could not defeat the Vietnamese. Are you aware of that? You're calling America, you're in Asarok. Let's call America, please. America, come and help us. No, they went to Halliburton because Halliburton has concession. Texaco has concession. Mobile has concession. of oil and gas. Take as much oil and gas as you can. Please convince Obama, convince Hillary Clinton, convince Biden. Please send us army. Stop Boko Haram. But you created Boko Haram.